Welcome to Ms. Enjoy's Spiritual Life Advice channel, the place for spiritual and general life advice. A list of services provided and instructions for making appointments, payments, or donations is provided in the channel description as well as in the description of each video. If you like my channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and share. And always remember to enjoy life. Hi everybody, here's my water. I'm here to talk to y'all about what to expect and when I do a tarot card reading for you or when anybody else does a tarot card reading for you. So I'm going to start by explaining some of the terms that you'll hear when either myself or others do tarot card during the tarot card reading, and then I'll explain what a lot of other people do and as opposed to what I'll be doing. And there are lots and lots and lots of beautiful readers out there. I connect with a lot of them myself. I don't read for myself unless like it's a super emergency or I'm really confused about something. But I go to a lot of other readers' pages and follow them because there are some really awesome readers out there. So if you don't like me or my style or you need more or you need less, there are lots of other readers out there. Go find somebody who resonates with you, which I'll explain what that means in a minute. Somebody you like and love and you feel that they're speaking to you and really taking on or your spirit and understanding what you need from them. So we're going to start, which I am also going to show you some cards because I have some of my decks out. I'm going to start by explaining to you basically what tarot cards are. They are not evil. I want to dispel that very quickly. There's nothing in the tarot cards that are not included in any religion, most religions that we have. There are Hebrew and Christian elements all included in the tarot cards. There's zodiac energy, there's numerology, everything good that the gods gave us, that the universe gave us to work with as far as divination and becoming in contact with spirit and our universe and our world and ourselves. That is all. There is nothing evil present in a tarot card reading. Please, please let's dispel that and let go of that. Just use the tools that we are given to further ourselves in our reality. Okay, now that we've cleared that up, tarot cards have been out here and in use in our world since about the 1300s. It have been the earliest reports of tarot cards in Germany, and a lot of gypsies that spread out over migrations over the years, and it spread out over Europe, and there are also ancient Egyptian forms of tarot card reading as well. I haven't gotten into that yet, but I will. I'm very excited about getting into that. I actually just ordered one of my first Egyptian toss decks. So, okay. Now, Mercury is in retrograde. You're going to hear everybody say that when we're doing our readings the next few weeks at your readers and your light workers who are out here trying to guide you. Yes, Mercury is in retrograde. So if you're having trouble communicating, that is what's going on. You might call us crazy, but I'm telling you, that's what's happening. All right. So basically, that was a brief history of tarot cards and where they came from. You have 78 cards in a tarot card deck. You have 22 major arcana cards. Each major arcana card has a number. The best I can do to explain that to you is that in a regular card deck, just like you have your spades, your clubs, your diamonds, and your hearts, and your face cards, your major arcana would be your trump cards, your face cards. That would be your king, your queen, your jacks, and that's about the best I can do to explain that to you. Each one has a different meaning. So you basically have 22 major arcana cards that each represent a different entity or person. For instance, you have a Hierophant, you have the Empress, you have the Emperor, you have the Star card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Devil card, the Death card, the Tower card. These are all major arcana cards. When you hear these names come up, or you hear a reader say you have lots of major arcana cards, that's what they are. All right, so Then you have 56 minor arcana cards. And they're just like in a regular traditional card deck. They're numbered by suit. Like I said, like you have your clubs and your spades and your hearts and your diamonds. You're going to have your swords, your wands, your cups, and pentacles or coins. Some readers would call them differently. Also, in what different countries that you hear your readers may be from. Is there a lot of great readers from other countries, and they just may say things or pronounce things slightly different. And some of us call them pentacles, some of us call them coins. And they're simply, which you have also within your coins, you have, just like in your deck of regular cards, uh, you're gonna have pages and knights and kings and queens, and that's all going to be present in each one of these. So, and basically, that makes up your major and your minor arcana. Basically, there are lots of lengthy videos you can watch. I'll explain it a lot more in depth than I am here today, but I'm trying to get you somewhere quickly. Okay, now let me go back. Before you begin your reading, you should know who you are. There's me, or the reader, the person that's doing your tarot card reading and interpreting your cards. That's the reader. Then you, the person that is calling on us, watching our videos, having your personal private readings, are the querent. You're the person that we're reading for. You're the person whose fortune is being told. When we are reading, who are we talking to? When we say spirit, ancestors, a lot of readers call on specific people. They call on their gods and goddesses that they follow. They call on archangels, Michael, Gabriel. They will call ancestors or whoever they need. That's who we're talking about. Your ancestors, your spirits, your oracles, whoever is there, whoever wants to step forward, whoever that particular reader, that particular light worker, because that's what we are in this world and in this 3D. Whatever, whoever they identify with and whoever speaks through them, that's spirit. That's who's speaking to them. It's not anything evil. It's not anything bad, once again. It's just simply how we receive our messages. And who interprets it. It could be one of your ancestors. Lots of readers, and I do it as well. When I read for somebody, especially if it's somebody I know, I, for instance, have a friend that I read for, and I love her mother dearly. And so I call upon her mother. I call on my grandmother. I call on my uncle a lot of times because he was a very protective male, to help guide my sisters when I'm doing readings about some of these guys out here. That's who we're calling on. We're calling on people that love us, that are here to guide us and protect us and keep us safe. So that's who we're talking to when we're talking to spirit. We're talking to our ancestors, our angels, and our oracles. Okay. I think we've covered all of this side. Now, when you will hear the reading start, most readers will say to you, I can't read for everybody, which is true. There are billion Aries out there. There are billion Cancers out there. There are billion Libras out there. Scorpios, Aquarius, Pisces. I cannot hit the nail on the head. We cannot hit the nail. That's why there are so many of us. That is why we move in great numbers. If you go to YouTube right now, you come up here now and you hit, Cancer, love for April that's coming up. You're going to get pages and pages of readers. Wonderful, wonderful light workers. But there are so many of you, and there are so many of us, and we're all here trying to help in our own way. So whoever it's just like if you are a Christian or a Muslim or into an organized religion, or even if you're a coven member or whatever you're into, wherever you go for your guidance is a personal choice, just like having a tarot card reader. We're your spiritual advisors. We're here to guide you. We are your light workers. And there is one for everybody. I have a couple. But there's one that you, or two or three, that you may resonate with, that match your energy, that pick up on your energy, that call your situation every time. You feel like they're sitting in front of you talking to you, and that is a personal reading. And that's what you want to look for when you go out here and you're watching random readings. When you're watching general readings is what they're called. So they will tell you, we cannot read for everybody. If you're listening to this reading, you're like, who is she talking to? That's not for me. Click off immediately, because all it's going to do is confuse you and throw off your energy and have you wonder, well, Is she talking to me? Is that fool cheating? Am I going to end this relationship? I might not be talking to you. That might not be the person that spirit is standing here. That might not be your Amy speaking through me today. So I had one reader I was watching one day. Shout out to him. He said he was talking to me because I could hear my grandmother clear as day tell that man that I need, because we have that thing in our family. We say that my grandmother always stood by the word that you're supposed to clip your ends and wash your hair on the full moon. And I had not done so in like 2 months. And so basically this guy was like, why is somebody telling me to tell you to clip your ends, that you got clip ends? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, but she is talking to me. And he was like, I don't know where I got that. And he had closed off his comments, and I wanted so bad to tell him, I'm sorry, but that's my nanny. She's very particular. She feels some kind of way about my hair. And she was sending that message. So I'm clipping my ends this coming moon on the 20th, I promise. Okay, so if it resonates with you, that's what we're saying. If you identify with it, if you identify with me, keep that. That's your message. I'm talking to you. If I'm talking to you, if they're not talking to you, if we ain't talking to you, move on. Just move on. Reversals. People read differently. There are some people that read by the book. I do a little bit of both. When you just look at the cards and you let them deliver whatever message that you see, that's great too. And Spirit talks to me and guides through my messages. I do a little bit of both, but I'm really a factual type of person, and so I like to stick to the actual meaning of certain cards when it comes to certain situations. But intuitively, you have to look at what the cards are saying as well, and in combination. And that takes your intuition to know how they really, really relate to each other, because there's no written book on how the cards relate to each other. Mostly, it's about what's the elements written on the cards, what's in the cards, the energy from the cards, and what you feel. If you're an intuitive reader, what your spirit guides you to say, the message the spirit guides you to deliver. And sometimes the cards, I have one wonderful reader, she does a beautiful hard truth reading. Will she say, or several readers say, I don't like that for you. I don't like that the cards just told you to stick in there and hang in there. Because sometimes you don't need to hang in there. Sometimes you need to run like the wind. Okay. Now, as I was saying, some readers read reversals. Basically, what that means is that as they shuffle, let me grab a deck. I have salt here. I have salt in my deck, so I like to keep my decks very cleansed and purified. We're just going to practice now. As they shuffle, I'm not doing a reading. I'm demonstrating. They shuffle. Card jumped out. Who jumped out? The Two of Cups. Yes, I'm sharing. I'm sharing with the world. They shuffle in a random order, any kind of way. I am very particular about how I shuffle because I do not read reversals. Basically, and some readers do, which some readers will read a reversal as a way of the card saying, like, if you're playing Uno and you get a reverse card, to go back to the last card. Some readers will read a reversal to mean the opposite of what the original intent of the card is. I don't read that way. I prefer to have a number of decks to use as I read, so that I can, my cats are very angry at me. They don't understand why they have to be in the room while I'm doing this, but they knock over my tripod. So they're in their room right now. And they have an entire room to themselves, so they're not all being tortured. They're just being whiny little brats. Okay, so I do not read reversals, and I shuffle in a manner that my cards stay in a certain direction as I read, as I shuffle, as I put my energy into the card and call your energy and your ancestors' energy and spirit's energy into the card. So basically, when I say a reversal, it means that if I'm laying my cards out upright, they'll shuffle in a way that they're all mixed up and they come out with one upside down. I hope everybody can see that. I do not read that way. Like I said, I prefer to deliver a direct message And if I see a card that needs further clarification or has an opposite meaning or a deeper meaning, I will simply ask Spirit to guide me through another deck. I'll ask to clarify that particular card, or why is that card there, or what does that card mean, Spirit. So that's what reversals are. I do not read reversals. You will not see that here. The other thing I will not be doing is zodiac signs. I will not. Some of you watch some readers and they will tell you, okay, this is Scorpio, Cancer, Libra, and Aquarius. Now, when I sat down with my Divine Masculine and he started to watch videos with me and listen to tarot cards readings with me to give me a good opinion of what was going on and what he heard and from different readers and what he liked and didn't like, that was one of the first things that he said was confusing to him. Because he was like, then they call out like half of the zodiac chart, which is true, and that's confusing as well. Unless you know the cards and know tarot and know what to take and what not to take exactly from a reading, you will get very confused, because they'll sit there and they'll say, okay, you could be dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Taurus, or Gemini, and they'll call out like 6 zodiac signs, and you're like, there's only 6 left. Of course you're going to hit on something. So I'm not into doing that. I'm not into calling out, or they'll say this is a Cancer, Pisces energy. I'm not into that. I'm not going to confuse you during your reading. If it's a personal reading, which is something I'm going to mention next, so this runs together. If it's a personal reading, I will have gotten your birthday, time of birth, if you know it, and I will have already done your natal chart so that I know. And if it's going to be a love reading, which is what I will be specializing in, I will have you also give me the information of your partner or partners or whatever is going on as well. And that will be done, just so you know, if you order or do private readings with me, that's something that I'm going to do beforehand. So I will have all that information for you when you get to your reading. The other area that zodiac signs come into play is when you first come into a reading, you'll have someone in their introduction and they'll say, welcome, this is the March reading for for the zodiac sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And those are basically different houses that your planetary alignment may be in. For instance, I am an Aries, I have a Leo rising, and I have a Taurus Venus. So, I have a Sagittarius moon. So, I mean, I'm tough cookie. I'm a tough cookie. If you come here, you know you can't come up in here with no bullshit. So, I will know all of that. If you do a personal reading with me, a natal chart is something that you'll just automatically get for free, because I'll tell you, okay, I do a full consultation, basically. You're getting so much when you do a reading with me. You'll get consulted on your compatibility between you and your person or your people, in your houses of communication, your houses of finance, your houses of, I'll tell you how you're going to do together on all that. If you, wait a minute, girl, he's a little bit weak with the money, you're going to have to run that. He's a little frivolous. I'll let you know. If your communication, if you're in Mercury, if your communications styles are going to be a little bit too much, because a Sagittarius and a Pisces or a Cancer, that could get a little dicey, because Sagittarius are rough with the mouth and Cancer and Pisces are a little on the sensitive side. So I'm going to let you know these things if you come to a reading with me. I'm not just going to do your card reading and send you home high and dry. That's not why I call myself a spiritual advisor. I'm not just a tarot card reader. I'm a spiritual advisor. I'm also open for chat and time if you just need to talk. If you just need somebody as a sounding board, if you just need somebody to tell you that you're not crazy, because 9 times out of 10 you're not crazy, someone's just mistreating you and telling you that you are. In which case you're probably dealing with a narcissist and a narcissistic relationship, which is something I'm also very knowledgeable about. So I'm here for, and there's several ladies that I have become friends with and counsel, and we talk back and forth about such things. So, because some of us are sent people to heal them. It is not always that you attract what you put out there. So if you're the people that are saying you're broken, you're attracting broken people, that's not always the case. Sometimes you're attracting broken people because you are a light worker as well. You're an empath as well. And it's our job to kind of patch people up. Sucks ass. Yes, I'm going to just cuss like that because there's no other easy way to put that. Sucks ass. But it is what it is. So, last thing I want to talk to you about is an oracle deck. Basically, it's a different kind of deck. You have your traditional 78 card Major Arcana Tarot decks, which is the common, by the way, the most common issue of these, or largest maker of traditional tarot cards, is your Rider-Waite-Smith deck. That, if you're going to start reading tarot cards, that's what I advise that you start with. And there are also lots and lots, I'll post a link somewhere, of great websites. I'll post the one I learned that actually teach me the basics of the actual cards. And the website I used and followed, the lady I followed, actually teach me how to do my readings. You'll see most of us will have an oracle deck, which is different than a traditional tarot card, where you would have your King of Cups, King of Knights, King of Swords, and so on, and your Fool cards and your Sun cards to do your normal reading. We will do both. Some lead with an oracle deck and follow up with a traditional card. Some do a traditional card reading and follow up with an oracle card. I prefer and will be doing the way of starting with a traditional reading and simply going to, because to me, oracle means advice. If you look at your Greek and your Roman mythology, that's who your psychics were, your advisors were then. They were your oracles. So, and that's how you got that great, the oracle always had to be the virgin and untouched and tap their total power. Yeah. Okay, so you'll hear us say oracle cards. And like I said, it's a very different card than the traditional tarot card. And there are so many oracle cards. And that's another thing I want to get to. So when you see someone with an oracle card, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. To me, at any point, if somebody or me personally will grab a book, because I have all my tarot cards listed in catalogs in books, because I'm a note taker type learner. So if I've written it down, I know it. So I have every single card, and it's meaning in past, present, future, general, the number that it carries, the zodiac sign it resonates with, and the time period that it resonates with, which all that is included in a traditional tarot card. I have that in a book. And to clarify, because to me it makes me feel better. If somebody can pull out a book and show me something on paper, that is more factual. It registers with me and helps me understand it better than to somebody just saying, here, and this is what it means. So sometimes, yes, I'll clarify. I'll be like, let me go double check. And I'm doing that for me and you because I want you to have the proper message. I want you to have the message that Spirit is meant to deliver to you. And sometimes I'll hit a stalemate. I'll look at a group of cards and be like, what the entire, who, why, and what is going on in your life? And I'll be confused. So I'll grab a book and I will clarify for both of us so we know what's going on. And you know that I'm giving you the facts, the cut and dry of what is. So when you see us pull out this, there's so many oracle decks. And this one that I have, this is actually my first oracle deck. This is the Journey of Love. And this one has, how many cards? This one has 70 cards. So in addition to knowing the 78 card deck, which we all pretty much know, we have these oracle decks. And they range, I've seen anywhere from 50 and 60 to 70 and 120 cards. And each card has a different meaning and explanation. So for these, a lot of times we're going to pull out a book. You're going to see your reader pull out a book. And we're going to give you the message that oracle deck has for you. For instance, this particular meaning, this card is number 14. Like I said, this is the Journey of Love Oracle card deck by Alana Fairchild, Razuli, and Richard Cohen. I will put that in the explanation and the description. Most of my decks you can purchase online, eBay, and Amazon. So this one is Falling, and that's number 14. And for instance, the meaning of that card is, don't worry. You may feel you are falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. Now, and it goes on long. If you feel the need to read the entire thing to someone, then, you do. And as readers, we'll make that determination, or we'll sum it up. We'll read through it really quick, because I'm like a super fast reader. I could probably read it like 5 times quicker than, I could read it in 3 seconds and then interpret it for you. So we may break it down or condense it or give you a summary of it, but basically that's what it is. A lot of readers, you'll see us, we have our stones and our crystals on our altars when we read, on our areas and our work areas. That's to energize our cards. I use sea salt to purify and keep my cards fresh and new, and everybody's new energy. A lot of energy moves through a reader and our cards and spirit. I use sage. I use my sage to purify my cards and my workspace and my area and my circle. I use dragon's blood incense as well. At some point, I guess I'll post a link to where I get all of my supplies. And honestly, to me, I feel like the more effort, the more time that a reader, the more care that a reader takes with how they deliver their message and how they read their cards, and the instruments, the tools of divination that they use. A lot of us have our wands that we have our crystals, we have our pointers, and all these things are to make sure that we're in the right space, we're pure and clean of heart and mind and thought, and we're giving you the proper message so that you can be clear and make good decisions with heart and mind and thought. And keep in mind, and I love a reader, we'll have one reader that says, don't give up your power. And that's the truth. You don't, remember at all times that you have free will. That even though we told you that this relationship is going to end, if that's your husband and you have 5 children and you want to work on that, then that may not be the best move for you. You may need to seek counsel, and you may need to stick it out. You may need to seek another reader. You may need to contact your spiritual advisor and seek some advice on how to turn that direction. And then other times, your spirit, we know, and sometimes we'll tell you, and sometimes we won't. But sometimes the universe sees fit to cleanse your life on your behalf. Things will happen to you, and you'll be like, why, God, why? But this is why. It's because you're meant to go in another direction. So try to find that understanding as well, and always understand that you have complete control of a situation. No matter how much you think you do, you do not. You have complete control of a situation. So live well, love well, manifest well. If you don't want to listen to us, don't listen to us. If you need to listen to us, listen to us. Follow your soul and your spirit first. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell anybody. I think that's about all that I have to say to you guys today. Descriptions on how to book a private reading with me. Instructions on how to book a private, Mercury in retrograde. The instructions on how to book a private reading with me will be in the description below. I don't do very much editing to my videos, so when I make a boo-boo, that's just what it is. I make a video, I try to come to you as pure and straight up as I possibly can. Anybody who knows me personally knows me to be that way in real life. So, I tend to have a potty mouth sometimes, especially if I'm feeling something. If I'm feeling that I need to tell you some shit, I'm going to tell you that. And I'm going to tell you the way it comes to me to tell you. So if that's something that makes you uncomfortable, you might not want to move on. There are other readers that read and don't toss out not one swear word. There are others readers that read. I love some of them. They're hilarious. They will cuss you out if you say the wrong thing. So, but I'm just warning you. It's never malicious. I'm not a cusser adder. I'm a cusser of context, if you understand what I'm saying. If you want a reading that's sunshine and rainbows, I'm not the one for you either. I'm going to tell you the truth. Every time I come to read for you, it's going to be honest and pure. I'm going to get more into doing general card readings as I get a little more comfortable with the camera, as I get a little more comfortable with trying to relate to a large number of people as opposed to just one querent, one person. And I'm also going to be getting into doing a tarot card of the day until I accumulate 12 decks, which is my ultimate goal and beyond. I will be doing them in categories of water, fire, earth, and air signs. So that's about it for today. And like I said, instructions on how to book a reading, how to contact me will all be in the description. Um, Please like, subscribe, follow, and share, as with myself and all readers. If you don't like our page, then no one else will get to see it. That's how we circulate. That's how we get out there. That's how we get our love. And donate, please. Book readings. Pay your spiritual advisor. We're here. We're working for you. We are. This is not easy. It is very hard. It is very taxing. It takes a lot out of you emotionally. A lot of times I'm tired when I get done. I have one young lady that I watch that reads. She has hot flashes. She gets hot. She gets cold. She has physical reaction. I have anxiety. If my querent is having a strong anxiety or depression or sadness, I may have to stop for that day and clear that energy because that affects us. We're empaths. We feel you. You get me? We feel you. So keep that in mind. Be generous to your light workers. We love you. We're here for you. A lot of us will do, which I'll be getting into too. I'll be doing giveaways and things of that nature. I will every now and then. I'll say this week I've ordered so many healing crystals. If you want a healing, you'll get a free crystal with a reading. You'll get a deck of the month with a reading. Each zodiac birthday month, I'll try to do a special reading for each zodiac birthday. Like I'm going to start with Aries, which is my month. And I'll be doing a special birthday reading for Aries. And that's about it. That's all I have to say to you guys. I love you. Book your readings. Get in touch with me. Let's get to know each other. See you next time.